We have a great card on tap for you this evening, starting with Leo Seitz against Henry Garcia. Two guys who don't win much, but they're in there against each other. One of them will get a win on this one. Also, David and Kerry, another Von Erich, will be in there in a team match against Carl Krupp and Gene Yates. Also on the card, Dale Valentine against Cowboy Bob Ellis. Ricky Thompson, a great young star, will be in there against sensational Colosso Colasetti. And by the magic of videotape, the great Ricky Romero against then world's champion Jack Briscoe. So it's a great card, and we have a great wrestler standing right here beside me, Alberto Madril, the world's junior heavyweight champion, who later on tonight will be vying with Harley Race for the world's championship. And Albert, history could be made tonight.
That's very true, Joe. You know, and I'm really feeling good. I've been working out hard. I've been training with the best. Rocky Johnson especially has really helped me out a lot, and winning this belt, I don't know, it's given me that little extra oomph that I've needed, Joe, and I'm really looking forward to this. And I've won one world belt, and there's no reason on earth I can't defeat Harley Race. And I'm going to do my best in every way, shape, or form to try to not only out-wrestle him, out-move him, out-think him, because, you know, he can be beat. I mean, he's not invincible. Nobody in this wrestling business is. And I'm going to do my best to defeat this guy.
Well, Albert, I think you're certainly capable of beating any man on any given night, as there are several wrestlers that would rate in the class, and Harley fought for many years to win the world's title when he did win it from Terry Funk. So he understands that better than anything. But heck, you can slip on a banana peel and lose up there in that ring.
That's very true, Joe. And like you said, it would be something new and different to have two world belts, and it's not impossible, and I'm going to do my best.
Well, Albert, congratulations on your winning the junior title, and get in there and battle like a tiger.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Bill Rathke, Bronco Lubitsch, your third man, and there's the bell, and we're underway with another action-packed card of all-star professional wrestling. David Von Erich, a recent bridegroom, by the way. Some of you young girls have lost a chance at David Von Erich because he's a married man. There's a top wrist lock by David. Big, tall, former all-state basketball player. Has a brother who's the best high school discus thrower in history coming along, and of course his brother Kevin, you saw him wrestle last week, he's great. As David ducks underneath and comes up with a hammerlock. Next week we're going to have a videotape on Ricky Romero. We're hoping to get him in here before too long. That's next week right here on television. The great Ricky Romero, and of course Harley Race will be here, world's champion Harley Race. There's a headlock by Big Bill. As Bill Rathke puts the pressure on David Von Erich. David wheels him into the ropes. Rathke smashes him down, and a drop kick by David Von Erich. Reaches Rathke, catches him off balance, takes him to the mat. Well, I tell you, that David Von Erich can stretch out almost across the ring and reach you with those feet. There's an arm bar by David Von Erich. As Rathke breaks it up. And a kickoff, a beauty by David Von Erich. Hey, it's turning into a fine wrestling match between two fine wrestlers. And a leg trip as, whoa, and David Von Erich drops on that leg. David has wrestled the world's champion Harley Race to a 60-minute draw. So we know what caliber of wrestler he is when you tangle with the world's champion and stay 60 minutes with one of the greatest competitors in the history of wrestling. Figure fours that leg and hangs on to it. David Von Erich steps over that toe hold. Remember next week, Ricky Romero. Hey, you're going to like this Merced Solis, Richard Blood, when you see him, as Bill Rathke comes up on top, reverses that step over toe hold on David Von Erich. Merced is a former football star at West Texas State University and with the Vancouver, British Columbia Lions. As David Von Erich reverses that step over toe hold and comes up and bombs away as he drops on the leg of Bill Rathke. And you can see a class in David's wrestling, because he attacks a part of a man's body, tries to wear him down and weaken him. As Bill Rathke uses that hair to pull David Von Erich off of that leg hold. As Bill Rathke explodes into David Von Erich. David fighting back as Bill Rathke has him on the ropes and ripping shots into David Von Erich, who comes off bombing away with a big long right hand shot of his own. Comes up with that foot. As David crashes Rathke into the corner, wheels him back across the ring, and comes up with that sleeper hold on Bill Rathke. Off those ropes, David Von Erich with the sleeper on Bill Rathke, and he better get out of it quicker. He won't get out of that sleeper hold, because when David Von Erich wraps it up, that's about the end of it. And he's got him right in the middle of the ring. The weakness of the sleeper is getting it on the edge of the ring where they have a chance at those ropes. And Bill Rathke, one final last gasp, and I don't think he's going to get up from that one. And he says no, and Bronco Lubich says he's asleep, and David Von Erich is declared the winner in this first match with a sleeper hold. David did a fine job as the people come in, and Bronco Lubich goes to the task of getting some blood circulating in Bill Rathke. Hey, we've got a lot more action coming up, and we'll be back with it right after this. Veteran Kevin and David Von Erich, welcome here to All-Star Wrestling.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Let me ask you guys, I've often wondered, since you're brothers, is there ever any jealousy when you're in the ring?
No, Joe, we go out there for one thing and one thing only, that's to win, and we do it as a team, and everything we accomplish while we're together is as a team.
Does Daddy ever advise you and so forth? I know he's coached you well, or you wouldn't be as far along as you are at this age.
He always has a comment to make after our match, especially after he sees them. He always has a comment to make, and when we wrestle on television, he always watches the matches, and then we call him after that and talk it out.
Kevin, I know that Fritz must have taught you that claw hold, because you use it almost maybe as well, I don't know. Do you use it as well?
Well, I'd like to think that I do. I've worked on this hold for about 7 years now, consistently for about 7 years, and I use it whenever I can, but I don't have the kind of strength in my hand that my dad does to be realistic with you, and it takes so much out of me. I can only do it like maybe 1 or 2 times a match, but I'm working at it real hard, and I'll be doing it just like him for long.
And who taught you the sleeper?
Duke Kiwamuka. I'm sure you remember him.
I remember Duke Kiwamuka, one of the all-time great wrestlers.
Well, he's a great wrestler, and it took me a long time to learn it, but I'm glad I finally did.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, David and Kevin Von. And Nick Ramirez breaks that hold and slams those punches in it. Fighting Bull Ramos right down the line is Nick Ramirez. He hits with that forearm over the heart. But Bull Ramos slaps a big ham-fisted shot into Nick Ramirez, dropping a bomb on him, staggering him, but Nick fighting back, dead game as he keeps throwing punches and has Big Bull Ramos backing up. In the corner just above Rapido, Nick Ramirez throwing a hailstorm of punches as he's wild. Catches Nick Ramirez off the ropes, drops with that big elbow. And a big splash. Again the big splash. And a 3 count, and a 3 count. Bull Ramos wins over Nick Ramirez. What's he doing? That was uncalled for.
You tell this little punks, when you get in there with Bull Ramos, they better have more than him, you understand? If that's the best, if that's the...
Jose Lothario out with a challenge to Bull Ramos. Whoa! Jose Lothario certainly challenging the Apache Indian star Bull Ramos. Bull very reluctant. Bull very reluctant. Dale Valentine shaking his head, all knowing. Jose Lothario in there. Hey, a lot more action coming up. We'll be back with it.
Únicamente quiero decir esto, hermano, que es un aprovechado, lo que tiene grandota lo tiene de cobarde y me gustaría enfrentarme con él cuando quiera y donde quiera, hermano.
Y si fuera un de $500 o algo,
No me importa
cabellera
lo
con
que
cabellera,
sea,
mano a
lo que
mano,
sea,
sin
como
refri
quiera,
o
como
con
quiera que
refri.
sea, como quiera que sea.
Ho! Hey, it happens here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. We'll be back with a lot more excitement right after this break.